Welcome to a video on government and disability grants in South Africa, brought to you by Disability Info South Africa. In this video, we will not only shed light on the various types of social grants available in South Africa, but also explain who qualifies and what the process is to apply for these grants. In South Africa, the government recognises the unique challenges faced by persons with disabilities and their families, and have therefore implemented various grants and support systems to alleviate some of the financial burdens. These include Older Persons Grant, Child Support Grant, Care Dependency Grant, Grant in Aid if you live on a social grant but need someone to take care of you, War Veterans Grant, Foster Child Grant, and Disability Grant. Disability grants are paid out to an average of 1 million South Africans with disabilities. According to the National Treasury statistics from 2018 and 2019, we can see that 1 million people in South Africa drew a disability grant, with projected figures estimated to remain the same in 2020, 2021 and 2022. While previous figures in 2015, 2016 and 2017 indicate that 1.1 million people with disabilities were paid grants. Currently, in 2024, the disability grant was increased by 100 Rand to 2,180 Rand per month. To qualify for these grants, individuals must meet specific criteria related to their disability, their income, and citizenship status. The applicant must be a South African citizen or permanent resident or refugee. The applicant must be a resident in South Africa. The applicant must be 18 to 59 years of age. The applicant must submit a medical assessment report confirming permanent severe disability. The applicant's medical assessment must not be older than 3 months at a date of application. The applicant and spouse must meet the requirements of the means test. The applicant must not be maintained or cared for in a state institution, and the applicant must not be in a receipt of another social grant in respect of him or herself. A disability grant requires that you be assessed and diagnosed by a medical practitioner recognized by SASSA. The medical practitioner will assess you and make a recommendation to SASSA as to whether your impairment is severe enough to qualify for a disability grant. Applications can be submitted through a local South African Social Security agency, also known as SASSA offices. If your grant is approved, you'll be paid from the date on which you applied. But if your application is unsuccessful, you will be informed in writing of the reasons for the refusal of the grant application, and you have the right to request the decision to be reconsidered within 90 days of the notification. You can receive your grant through cash payments at designated pay points, banks or post-bank institutions. You also need to be aware that the grant may lapse due to the death of the beneficiary, admission of the beneficiary into a state-funded institution, if the grant is not claimed for 3 consecutive months, and when the period of the temporary disability has expired. While these disability grants can be a vital source of support for persons with disabilities, by helping them access resources, services, and financial assistance, there are also several potential disadvantages and challenges involved. These disadvantages and challenges include a complex application process, long waiting periods, limited funding and coverage, stringent compliance and reporting, potential for fraud and abuse, and dependency and disincentives to work. Let's have a look at some of these disadvantages and challenges in more detail. Applying for disability grants often involves waiting in long queues, extensive paperwork, documentation, and medical evaluations. The process can be challenging and overwhelming, especially for persons with cognitive or physical impairments. The approval process for disability grants can take a long time, often months or even years to reapply. This can cause significant financial stress for individuals waiting for support. The amount of funding available for disability grants is limited, leading to insufficient support for those who need it. Additional budget constraints can result in reduced funding, affecting the number of grants available. The current disability grant is less than half the minimum wage, and in many cases it is the only source of income for large families. Due to the financial benefits of these grants, some people who don't require a disability grant are tempted to abuse the system, which can lead to stricter regulations and make the process more challenging for legitimate applicants. Some disability grants have income limits or other restrictions that could create disincentives to work or pursue additional income. This can inadvertently contribute to a cycle of dependency. These disadvantages highlight the importance of designing disability grants in a way that balances efficiency, equity, and flexibility, while providing sufficient support to those in need. While government grants have been a lifeline for many people, we all need to advocate for policies and programs that promote inclusivity, accessibility, and opportunities for all to reduce the reliance on disability grants by improving access to education and employment opportunities for persons with disabilities. If you would like to find out more about government and disability grants, please feel free to visit the section on the DISA website at www.disabilityinfosa.co.za or email DISA on info@disa.org.za. Thank you.